Alright, so today I'm going to talk about the this tent I got off of Amazon. This Ozark Trail 8-person dome tent. So I got this tent to use at week-long astronomy events, and even though it's usually just me out there, I wanted a tent with a little bit of extra room since I spend so many nights in a row using it. So this is an 8-person dome tent, Ozark Trail, so that's the brand that Walmart sells, but I got it off of Amazon, I believe, for about $90 from one of the other resellers, not from Amazon itself. It measures 16 by 8 feet, so 16 feet wide, 8 feet deep. It says it can sleep 8 people, but that's probably pushing it. The center height is 74 inches, which I like, so it's nice and tall. I'm 6 foot tall, and it says 2 rooms, so it does have a room divider that goes right down the middle from the front door to the back. That's maybe about 5 feet tall, so it doesn't go all the way to the roof. It says it fits 2 queen mattresses, which it does, but that's the carrying bag it's in. And here is the tent itself. So I got it up just drying out because I had 4 days of rain, and I'll talk about that here, but I set it up by myself. It's been set up 3 times. 2 of the times I've set up by myself, and it's doable by yourself with that. But this is the front view here real quick. As you can see, it's got nice big doors. It's got two sets of long poles that are the ones that cross each other at the top there, and then it'll have a fiberglass pole at this end to kind of pooch out one of the areas there for sleeping, and it has another one at this end here, and both sets go into the same ring there, which got little pins that it sticks in on that with that. So I've seen these in other colors, but this one has got the black stripe on the bottom with the light gray tint with the red accents around the door and the sleeves for the fiberglass poles. So if we look at the front door here, we've got actually 2 doors. You can see on the inside I have unzipped the covering there on a zipper, so that you can leave the main door zipped and unzip it to allow, viewing outside the door, or to allow air coming in. With that here in the front, they have kind of a little mat that's just sewn off of the bottom, so it's the same material as the bottom of the tent, which is that tarp-like material. There on the fiberglass poles, when you have them set, it has these clips here that you will just clip on, and that'll keep your tent material the proper distance from the poles, so it stays all taut there. So I don't have it staked here. There's a stake on this ring, there's one right there in the middle, and there's one over here. So they got 3 on the back side, the same thing. Once you put in this pole here to hold it out, to kind of pull this area here back, you do have to stake it. So you just pull it out and stake it down in the ground to get the shape of the ends on there. So I will tell you that the stakes that come with the tent are, and you probably can guess, are not the best quality. They're a little bit too thin, so I don't use those. And I got these, you can see they're those orange stakes from Walmart. I think they're like around 50 cents a piece, and they're aluminum, they're lightweight, and they're small, and they hammer in real easy and pull out. Here there's the door, so it's got on each side here, it'll have the zipper, so it has a flap that'll cover up the zipper for rain on the bottom and on the side. So unzipping to get in, pretty straightforward. You just unzip that one, and then you unzip that one, and then that'll allow you access in. And we'll go in here in a sec, so we'll close that up, keep bugs out. With that, clips. There's also a rain fly. I got the rain fly on the fence behind me drying, but it's the color here, red color. And so once you have the rain fly over, it does cover the mesh. As you can see, the top of the tent has a large mesh for the roof. So all the way down to here, and then all the way up to the top and down to your first pole here, and then it's just the tent material. And at the top you got a small area there of mesh, and then you got the matching over here again. So over the sleeping area, or this end here where you sleep, it's all open. Also the rain fly will come down close to that, and it'll come over just a little bit over here, and then the rain fly will pull down at this end and stake in the ground. And they've got lanyards that'll go, and you can connect to your rings down there at the bottom to hold it on. So the rain fly for the most part is water resistant, so it doesn't allow water to come through unless you get heavy rains, and then it'll just kind of soak through, and it will drop on the mesh, and then the mesh is very tight together, so the water will just stay on there and it may run off, or if it's heavy enough you may get a little drop or two or something through there with that. So coming over here on this side, we've got a window on each end, so I got it unzipped. With that, you'll notice here that at the very end that it is not 8 feet, so it's 8 feet from that pole to that pole. So the square part of the main tent area is 8 feet. You can see here that this is angled in with that, so that's probably about 6 feet. So on the extreme end there is about 6 feet. With that, I usually set up my cot right about in this area here where the poles come down to give me the greatest area for the cot to fit, and it's close enough where without having to get out of your sleeping bag or cot, you can reach over and unzip these end windows at will at night if it's hotter, you want to look out or see what's going on with that. One of the other things that I do is on these poles, so that I know where the middle pole is, and in the middle part of that pole I just put some blue painter's tape on there. So when I slide these poles together and I'm threading them through here, I can slide them through and I know exactly where the middle of the pole is between the opening on the sleeves, and you can see up there at the top the blue painter's tape on that. So that's just a little tip to help make the setup go easy. So here is the back side the tent. So not a lot to see here, it's just symmetrical. There are fiberglass poles, our clips. We got a rear window here also that's unzippable from the inside, and that's what I liked about this tent, is it had windows on all well, not counting the door side, windows on both ends and in the back with that. So if you're a little claustrophobic and you like having windows on each of the sides, this is a good tent for that. It's got another loop that you can use for a stake to hold it down, and you can see here on this side, since we don't have the door like on the front, and we have a larger area of the mesh up here at the top that the rain fly will cover. With that, here's the tent on this side also, so it's just symmetrical that we saw on the other side. 6 foot wide, another door opening. With that, just using the stakes. So now we will go in. I don't know if I said it before, but once you have your rain fly on, on the front of the rain fly, there's a short fiberglass pole that goes in, and these are the grommets here that you put one end of the rain fly in, and goes into this one over here. And what it does is it will give you kind of a little bit of a awning effect here. So that will bow out about this far. So what that does is, if you have rain, it does protect the top part here. So if you're inside, you unzip from here, this going down the inside, and you can look your head out without having to get all wet. So it probably protects the top half of the door opening, but the bottom half, it won't be covered by that. So you will have water or rain hitting that, and that's what these are important to have, you know, properly covered to keep the rain off of the zipper. So what we'll do is we'll go inside and have a quick peek. So go ahead and unzip. I'll just do this one here, and I'll step inside. And then you got two zippers. It's got the main zipper on the outside is for the door to get in and out, and then on the inside of each door you've got another cover, so you can zip it down all the way, or I just have the outside one just to fold it back. So that'll leave your door open, but open these up. So here is the inside, and this is what the door looks like. So it doesn't open in the middle with that. So even if you have both of these unzipped, the door only opens or unzips on the outside, and this is kind of the middle or the hinge on that. So this middle part will kind of always be there. And what they've got is, this is one of the loop hooks over to this one here on the back side, and right there is the kind of the drape that you just hook little plastic hooks in, and so that kind of cuts the tent in half. So you can see I'm 6 foot, so it's probably about 5 foot high, so you can look over, but when you're sitting, whatever, it does provide a little bit of privacy with that. And up here at the top, they've got 4 little hooks up here, and what's that is for this here. So you can take this little mesh, has these little black hooks, so you can hook them on there, and you have a little storage area that can hang up there and put whatever you want in there, like paper towels or anything up there high above. It's also got a single hook there, so I know they sell those little, you know, LED lanterns, so you can hook them up there and provide light for the whole tent. With that, it's got a pouch, and that's permanent, so that's sewn in, so it's a little pouch to put whatever you need in there, cell phone or wallet. You can see how the sides, you know, taper in on both sides there to about maybe 5-6 feet width there. It's got a nice big window at the end. It's got another permanent pouch that's sewn in also, and you can see there's some loops right here and here and here and here, and they actually have extra little zipper pouch here. So it's a zipper pouch, and what's nice about this is the front part here is plastic, and then the back side is just the mesh like this material here, and it has hooks, so you can hook that in also, and put that hang that in on whatever side that you may need that. So that's a different size and a different style. Back door or back window just unzips nice and big. Over here you can see another pouch permanently sewed in. You don't have to remove that. We've got our other window open there, and we've got another pouch. This one's permanently attached also with that. So that's got actually got 2 compartments here. So you've got one here, and then you've got another one here. So you can put whatever you need in there that's small. This also has the little, what they call the E-port, but it's just basically, it's an opening to the outside. So if you want to run an extension cord from outside into the tent, you feed it in from the bottom under between this little orange material, comes up through here and out. So basically, if it's raining and water's coming down, you don't have to worry about water, you know, snaking along the cord, because this is coming up and it won't come inside and it won't come inside the tent with that. So we need to have power in here. And that's what you can use to get in there, instead of, you know, keeping your zipper undone and your cord in there, because what'll happen is if you have the cord in there and water or rain gets on it, it'll always kind of attach to it and always leach down, you know, down if it's pointing down, and it could come into the tent and puddle with that. So you don't have to worry about that. So we'll tell you that had 3 nights of rain and had 1 night of monsoon like rain for 6 hours with wind, heavy rain, and this tent was shaking something fierce, but it never collapsed. You know, it may have bowed in and stuff, but it did leak a little bit. So the main place that leaks appears to be anywhere where there are 2 seams that come together. So right here you have a seam that they stitch, and then this other seam that does this material to this material, and then this panel. So wherever you have 4 seams or 2 seams that cross each other, those are candidates for where the water will leak. Get some water around this area here also, just because it's a window and the rain's going to hit this and it's going to collect on this, and it may, you know, come in under there a little bit and drip. And so what it does is it did, so you may see little drip or water come and just kind of glide down the inside and then pool a little bit, you know, not too big with that for the amount of rain that I got with these. So I mean, it's a, you know, these are budget tents, you know, under $100 or 150. So you are going to have leaks if you get heavy rain. I would not think that this would leak if, you know, we had a light rain or anything with the rain fly on there. The rain fly, you know, worked great. It's close to the top of the tent when it is up, so, you know, maybe 3 or 4 inches above that, so you don't have to worry about rain coming in. Never had a problem with rain coming in anywhere low where it changes from mesh to the tent material, because the fly would in just a few inches, or have that covered just a few inches over with that. So you know, other than that, that's why I've got it open, you know, dry it out just to make sure it's all dry and there's no water left in here before I you know, roll it up and pack it up and store it for the next adventure with that. But you know, with it like this, you know, during the time it's pretty breezy, or even with the rain fly on the here, you know, just to keep the sun out, it would work great, because you got all these windows that you can open to allow the breeze in here. So so yeah, so if you had like 2 cots, you know, some people use the blow up beds. They're saying 2 queen size beds, and the way that this goes here, you might not get the queen size bed that far back to the window because of the angle of these sides on here. So the queen size bed probably will be close together in the middle. Certainly if you had the double or the twin, it wouldn't be a problem with that, but you can see there's, you know, plenty of room. If you had some rugrats and you wanted to put them on a blow-up bed, you wanted to use cots. Cots are a little bit more flexible because they're not quite as long, and they're obviously not, you know, they're not wide. They're just for one person. So you know, lots of room. It works well. You know, when it is cold, you don't have much, you know, protection in here because it is, you know, got all of this mesh, you know, in the room. So even with everything up, you're still going to get a breeze, you know, if you've got it blowing, or ambient temperature under the rain fly seep into here. So it will get chilly. So if it's like 35 degrees outside or 40 degrees outside, it's going to be that temperature in here. So you need to have warm clothing. I use those little hand warmers because it got down into about 40 degrees, and I just use those hand warmers, you know, in my pockets, and you know, put one in my sleeping bag with me that I can hold on to, and that worked pretty well. So we'll go ahead and exit out of here. So we'll just take our zipper, open it up, step out. Close it up and zip it. And there you have it. So there's an Ozark Trail 8-person dome tent for the 16-foot by 8-foot. Good tent for, you know, the money, the 90 bucks or so that it cost me. You know, if you're looking for something a little bit more, you know, water resistant and a little more room, then, you know, you're not going to be looking at Walmart, obviously, although you're looking at REI or Cabela or, you know, Bass Pro or something like that, where you can get the higher end tents that are going to cost, you know, hundreds of dollars. So, but, you know, can't complain about this one. It did its job and I'm pleased with it. So there you go.